Welcome to Tecnia TV. I, Dr. SACHIN Sabharwal, Faculty MBA of Tecnia Institute of Advanced Studies, is going to deliver a lecture on controlling inflation. Stopping the inflation. There are a number of methods which have been suggested to stop inflation or to control inflation. First one is managing the wages and prices. It is determined by state income policy, in which the wage ceiling is set by the government. That is, beyond this level, the wages will not be increased. That will further lowers down the possibility of increase in the cost due to labor expenditure. Then, stimulating market competition. In this, the anti-monopoly regulations are used by the government, which will lead to control the prices of the commodity. Then fiscal and monetary policy of the government. Fiscal policy is related to the spending and revenue part of the government. That is the expenditure and revenue part of the government. The government sets the budget for a particular fiscal year. In this part, the government wants to control the amount of money in the hands of the people. By introducing fiscal policies, the government can reduce the money available in the hands with the people, so they can reduce the demand part of the expenditure. Then in this, the first one is reducing the government expenditure. The government expenditure will get reduced. The government reduces the expenditure on various projects. That will reduce the level of money being available or being circulated in the economy with the help of the expenditure on labor and other projects. Then increasing the tax part. The government introduces new taxes and the rate of already used taxes will be increased, so that the actual amount in the hands of the people will get reduced. The government sells its securities or bonds to the people, so that the money in hand with the people will get back to the government in the form of selling of bonds, as the government bonds are a fully secured bonds that the people will want to purchase. Then next part is the monetary policy. The monetary policy is introduced by the RBI, or the Reserve Bank of India, or Reserve Bank of any country. Then in this, the monetary flow will try to get suppressed. For example, the first part is in the monetary policy is that bank rate. Bank rate is the rate at which the central bank lends money to the commercial banks. When it increases, then it is more dearer for the commercial banks to buy money from the central bank, and it will pass it on to the loans taken up by the consumers. So the loans will become more dearer, so that the consumers will be suppressed from taking the loans for consumption purposes. Then credit rationing. The government sets the highest limit of the credit being available for a particular use. So that is, it avoids the credit being allowed for conspicuous consumption. For example, for marriage purposes and for other events that is conspicuous in nature, that will increase only the demand but have no positive effect on the economy. It will be suppressed, and the credit will be allowed for investment purposes and very necessity item only. The government sets the CRR, or cash reserve ratio, and SLR, that is statutory liquidity ratio. It increases in case of inflation, so that the lesser and lesser amount is left with the commercial banks to be lend to the consumers for consumption purposes. Then the next one is the moral suasion, in which the central bank guides the commercial banks retain amount from lending it to the people for consumption purposes, and if they do not follow the directives of the commercial central bank, then they will take direct action. That is, they can cancel the license of the commercial banks not adhering with the directives given by the central bank. To conclude, we can say that inflation creates an imbalance in the economy But up to a certain extent, it is required by the economy to induce the investment or to keep on rolling the money in the economy. Otherwise, the inducement to invest will get reduced. I hope that you understood the topic of controlling inflation. For watching more videos like this, subscribe to Tecnia TV. Thank you.